Glad to have you with us from Bloomington, Indiana, Memorial Stadium. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Michigan Wolverines and the Indiana Hoosiers. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
Checking in before the game with the Hoosiers head coach, this is a moment of do or die for this team. The national champions have really struggled here lately. They cannot afford another loss. They can still be in the college football race with the 3 losses, but today is crucial. Coach is talking to his team like this is a playoff game for us. We have to win or we will be done. He wants that sense of urgency right from the kick. I'll keep you posted on how it feels down here on the field. Back to you.
Thank you, Holly. Really looking forward to this matchup. And the Wolverines will kick off first, and here we go. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. To the air, it's Hoover. Rushes on him. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. And the quarterback tried to make something out of it with his legs, but instead, he turns the football over.
And this is what you like about the quarterback. You don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him the freedom and the flexibility to get outside and create. That's where he's brilliant. That's really the added element he brings this offense. You do need to reel him in with respect to the fundamentals and taking care of the football. Just has to do better moving forward.
Able to pick up a couple down to the 27. Let's take a minute to talk about Michigan. If they seeded the playoff today, these guys are in, but we know they're not content with that. They want so much more, David.
They do, and this squad has been building and trying to get to the point where they can get to the playoff and be a national champion. And right now they're in the mix, which is really, really good halfway through the season. A lot of work still to be done, Palmer.
Yeah, this coaching staff really at this point is just trying to keep this team focused as a top 10 team halfway through the year. It's about attention to detail, and that's got to show up in this one today.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Underwood trying to cut through the noise. Hauls it in.
When offenses get first downs like this and they move the sticks and they get some momentum, look at what they do. They put their foot on the gas, run this no huddle, get to the line of scrimmage, and try to capitalize.
He wants it all. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1.
This is the most important part of the field. What you did to get down here means nothing. Nice job by this defense, staying confident, staying aggressive, and forcing a third down and goal.
The Hoosiers take their first time out. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. This defense was put in a difficult spot, but they've made it tough, and now the offense faces third and goal. Barrels ahead. He has stopped well short of the first down, but they are still in field goal range, assuming they send the kicker out there.
And on that situation on the 1-yard line, the defense brings so many guys. Palmer gets in the backfield, creates the negative play.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the overall athleticism of this defense. They've got guys flying to the ball.
And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Hoosiers offense all set and ready to crank things up. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Yeah, and hold on to the football. I mean, defense just did their job. Stopped them, held them to a field goal, limited the damage. Now it's time for the offense to get the momentum going again.
And here's what you know about Indiana football. They're going to be physical. They're going to be so well coached and disciplined, and they're going to run the football. It was the key ingredient to helping Fernando Mendoza win a Heisman, like the ability to RPO off of it. So, Palmer, I don't know who the names are going to be throughout the season, but I know they're going to run downhill, no nonsense, and they'll have a guy that they'll hitch their wagon to.
Yeah, everybody talking about losing Mendoza, but Black and Hemby were a big part of that thing, too. I think the offensive line, though, was key to it all. Anytime you have two 1,000-yard rushers, it's because the guys up front are pushing people around, and that was the secret sauce to Indiana's Cinderella run a year ago. So up front, these guys have to continue to dominate. They'll reload the backfield through the portal, through recruiting, but it all starts and stops with the big fellas pushing people around. That's going to be the key for them on offense.
3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Motion from the wideout. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. Got his man down the middle. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
And that was the perfect play call, throwing the slant against the blitz. There's one less guy in coverage because they're bringing an extra guy after the quarterback. So QB gets it out quickly, throws it out in front of his target. He's able to catch it, and not just that, he's able to advance it for an explosive play.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
Myers on the move. Got him, and nobody's close. Shakes a man, and he might take off. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. When I think back to Michigan.
Looking for the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
And that's just a better job by the defender. He knew he was going to get challenged in this game. He knew these receivers had speed and they were going to test him. Nice job by that DB knocking it away.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the 1st down. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Here's Underwood. And the deflection by the defense. Great play on 3rd down brings us to 4th. The Wolverines racing to the line in the hurry-up. Again, it's Underwood. Under fire. Bought a little time, lets it go. It's incomplete, and the defense comes up with a stop.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
Three tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Hoover. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
I think a lot of fans were hoping that this offense maybe made some adjustments considering how much they struggled the last time they took the field. And early in this first quarter, it still seems like they're trying to iron some things out, just not clicking the way they need to be.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Complete. Breaks into the open. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
And the Hoosiers come to the line after the big connection and going back to work. Maybe some room here. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
This running back is so dynamic. You've got to be able to take advantage of his speed by getting him to the outside. So that's why you dial up the toss play there. It's a nice way to change it up and get this guy in space to go make plays.
Dances away to buy time. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible play giving up the sack.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the 2nd quarter. Now timeout taken by Indiana. That's their 2nd. They're down to 1 timeout left in the half. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. Back to throw. It's Hoover. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. It looks as if we have an injured Hoosier at the end of that play. Looks as if it's their senior quarterback who's down on the play, and that is a guy they can ill afford to lose. We'll have Holly check on his condition shortly. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Snagged out of the air. He's dragged down at the 12. Chip shot field goal range, but might they go for it here on 4th down? They'll play it safe and try for 3. Good right down the boulevard. And after the 3-spot guys, we're all tied up.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. offense heads out, ready to go on the attack. Both of these defenses a little bend, but not breaking in clutch situations, Dave.
It's always exciting when you can go for it on 4th down and you know your defense will make a stand. They held them to a field goal, Jesse. It's a pretty good job by that defense.
It is. So if I'm this coaching staff, don't deviate from the game plan here. Go back to doing what you want to do and get established in this game.
And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. Offense trying to catch them napping. Looks as if they'll go for it on 4th down. Down, Underwood escapes the pressure to his right. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Nice run there, picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds. And the Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up.
It just must be so nice to be such a good athlete and to realize 4th down, I want to pass the football, nobody open, I got this. I can take off, I trust myself, and he gets the 1st down. And these are the ones that just frustrate, annoy defenses by 4th down on your own side of the field, and he just took matters into his own hands.
Thought he saw some daylight, but this defense closed quickly, maybe picked up one on the play. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Now, you want to be a great run defense, your DBs have to be great tacklers. And I love the way he comes up, sees the run. I know he makes the money in the back end covering passes, but when you get a guy that can fly up and make tackles, man, does your defense go to a different level.
They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Takes the easy throw in the flat. Gain of 9 on that one. 3rd down and short. He needs a yard. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Fighting off the defender. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
And I think this is starting to get really frustrating for this defense, man. This is a drive that they're putting play after play together. And you finally force the 3rd down, and they get the 1st down.
Makes the grab in their space.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Timeout taken by the Hoosiers. They cannot stop the clock again. And now they'll have to go the rest of the half with no timeouts remaining. The Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the 1st half.
So difficult because my eyes tell me as a defensive guy, he's handing it off. The offensive line's block and run. I got to go get it. Quarterback pulls it, throws it to the right. It's kind of like that hidden hat game. Like, where's the ball? I'm always trying to find that daggone.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. A 1st down run on the doorstep. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. They'll go hurry up here. They'll run it to the left, looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan. timely decisions, effective play management helps them get in the end zone after that marathon drive.
And every time the offense needed to play, boom, they got it. I mean, you think about it. Whether it was a small run, small pass, whatever they needed, they got it done, and they popped it in for the score.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25.
Could that be the play that finally wakes them up? Just not a lot of good going on offensively here in this first half. They've only got 3 points to show for their efforts. They haven't been throwing it a lot, but they took a shot there. They got a chunk play. Now they're in a position. They need to score a touchdown here before the half is over.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
He was looking for some place to put his foot in the ground, but the defense was everywhere, and he's knocked down behind the line.
Well, they're trying to go toss to get to the perimeter, but how about the DBs beating their blocks and using their speed to get upfield and create the negative play?
Michigan wants to stop the clock. They'll use a timeout. It's their second. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. Dropping back, it's Hoover. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
This quarterback is living dangerously now. He threw a pick earlier in the game, and he almost threw another one right there. These windows are tight. He's got to be really good with his decision-making.
Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Hit as he throws. That ball never had a chance, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
He had a chance to get rid of it and avoid the loss. Instead, the defense pushes him out of bounds for the loss. Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack.
And they got to protect their quarterback better up front. They got to give him a little bit more time to make some damage down the field. But look at this. Here they go. No huddle, back on the line, make the defense communicate. Maybe you can catch him sleeping.
Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
He's going to fire deep. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering...
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Bryce Underwood to throw for it on 4th. On the move, he fires. Got a man in the middle. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. Throwing, Underwood. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. Timeout is called. They let it get down to 3 seconds before stopping the clock, and they'll have a chance to put points up before the break. final seconds of the first half, and they'll try to put up 3. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. But now there's a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that's about. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. Catches it inside his 20. Chance to really gain some ground. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority 1. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. And we are headed to halftime. Both squads headed into the locker room to make some adjustments. Gives us an opportunity to check in with Kevin Connors in our EA Sports College Football Studio Update.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. Let's begin with a look at Virginia taking on the number 17, the Duke Blue Devils.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
The Hoosiers take their first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Here's Underwood to throw. Buys a little time with his feet. Fires to the wideout. The screen, and watch out. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Wide open on the right. Touchdown, Michigan. And they take it in for 6 more points. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
Fires to the tight end. He stopped right at the 31-yard line. That's not enough for a first down, and it'll be 4th.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's patient.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Looking to the big tight end. Intercepted. Man, they just can't get anything going. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that off.
The Michigan offense heads out to get this drive started. Here's Bryce Underwood to throw. Going for it all. And he went for it all in the first play of the drive and come up empty.
Well, after getting the takeaway now, you're in the fringe area just outside the red zone. The offense trying to stay aggressive. They're throwing it right away, seeing if they can catch the defense sleeping after now just coming on the field. But give the defense credit. They were aware. They were ready for it. And made sure that one fell incomplete.
And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Lined up in the gun on third down, Underwood. Got his man to the left. Makes a grab over the defense, and they are threatening now down at the 15. To the air, it's Underwood. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the stomping has commenced.
And remember back, guys, the defense gives them the short field, and the offense takes care of business. And now building this lead and really putting pressure on the other side. The offense on the other side is going to have to get pass happy. So dial up that nickel, dial up that dime, get that pass defense ready.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They've got a long road ahead of them if they want to get back into this game, but they have to get to work on this drive. On the run, it's Beebe. There he goes. Picks up the first down. Past the 50. 30. At the 20. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Gets it out quickly. He gets in there for the 2-point conversion, and now we have a 2-possession game. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. Finds space on the right. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game, but they've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. And the Wolverines want to move quickly. Bryce Underwood from the gun on third down. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. And he will wisely throw it to the kid playing the tuba. Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on fourth down. Underwood to throw for it on fourth. Converts on fourth down. Still going. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down, and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go.
It's picked off, and that's number 10. Looking for more room. He's marked down at the 21-yard line as the defense comes up with a turnover. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Give to the running back. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. They'll stop the clock momentarily here to check on the injured Wolverine. And it's their freshman defensive back who's down on the play, and Holly Rowe will keep us up to date on his condition. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. Now a timeout is called so they can talk over what to do on 4th and 2. And they'll have to be very judicious as they only have 1 timeout remaining. They're a couple of yards short of the 1st down, but the offense will stay out there on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Got him down quickly after the pick, but man, do you have to take care of the ball down here, and they didn't. They'll mark it at the 27. So here comes the Michigan offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
The Wolverines moving quickly to the line. Defense playing a bail technique. Underwood fires into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Timing has got to be so critical when you're trying to throw the ball down close like that. They didn't have great timing on that one.
This should be the last play of the quarter. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the route is on.
And it started with their offense. They put them in a bind, man. They're already trailing, needed a good possession here in this 3rd quarter to cut into the lead. What do? They turn the football over, short side of the field. Their defense doesn't hold, and this game is getting out of hand.
The kick is up and good and put 1 more on the lead. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. 1 more quarter to play. It looks as if we are ready to go here in the 4th. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Stands in the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Complete to the right. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a 1st down at the 38.
And this offense is going to have to catch some breaks, man. They're going to have to make some big plays. They're going to have to push the ball down the field, break some tackles, hit some home runs, down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to do everything right.
Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. It's complete. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. The Hoosiers will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to pass. It's Hoover. Unloads it downfield. Goes high to pull it in. Turning it on. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They'll throw it from the red zone. Fires quickly. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana! My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. He'll set up to throw. Firing to the right, complete. He's not quite going to get there, and the try for 2 fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further. The deficit is huge, this one is all, but over they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
And listen, you start to get desperate, right? Late in the game, it's in the fourth quarter. You know, I got to steal a possession somehow, some way, and you got to pull the trigger and kick an onside, something you feel good.
Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, Michigan! And the beatdown has ensued. With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record.
Well, it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback. You saw it right there. He is dialed in. He's finding his one-on-one matchups. He's making good decisions, and he's been so accurate. Now, 4 TD passes in this one, and that's why his team is way up here late in the game.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Indiana comes out ready to get this drive underway. Now they'll run it to the right here. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll keep it on the ground. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38.
And it's not a surprise so far in how this game is unfolding. Like, they're going to continue to feature this dude. Like, 3rd downs, get him the football. Shoot, 1st downs, you're going to get him the football. Had a good start to this football game, and I expect we're going to continue to hear his name over and over in this one.
Well, a big key for this offense was getting the run game established, and this guy now over 120 rushing yards in this one. You got to give credit to the O-line. You obviously have to give credit to the running back as well, but they have answered the bell. They knew what they needed to do if they were going to be able to have success, and they're executing this game plan flawlessly.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And how are you guys not impressed with this defense, man? They've been so good. They've been all over the field. And they're about to make this a very one-dimensional offense. Like, the clock is ticking, right? And they're down, and they got to get aggressive. Still trying to run the football, but this defense, they've been a brick wall so far.
Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
He put that one in harm's way, and it's swatted down. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Now on the counter. He's going to lose a yard on that one. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout, and not much time left for this offense to put together a miracle.
That's how you come up and make plays as a defense, man. Playing physical, playing downhill. They've given up some plays today, man. He's got over 100 yards on the day. He's really had some success. But on that play, really downhill, really physical, and a nice job getting him to the ground.
9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. He's going to run it. He's tackled right at the 40-yard line. That is well short of the first down, and let's see if they go for it here. All right, let me jump in here. They are going to go for it on 4th down, and I'm not sure they have much choice in this situation. On 4th down, going to the air. Here's a heat. And it's his 4th interception of the game. Trying to take it back. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. With this big cushion they're working with, Jesse, they're ready to send these fans toward the exits.
And you know the coaching staff has got to be so happy with how this offense has been able to come out here on the road, fight the crowd noise, and execute at such a high level, Dave.
Yeah, just dominate the football game. And now, listen, it's mode where I can run the football, run out the clock, watch this game go to zeros and get the dub.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. Well, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. From inside the 15, here comes the return. And he'll be stopped. The return gets it out across the 25, stopped at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. On the run, it's Martin. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. 8-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. Right back to the well. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
Really nice job by this defense. 1st down was not successful. They get the 2nd and short, and those are the downs where they can be really aggressive on offense and take advantage. So you kind of don't know how to play it, but they did a good job playing the run, protecting themselves against the pass, and now forcing a 3rd down.
Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know breaks a tackle, and he might go.
How crazy is it that one of the best receivers in all of college football just made his first catch in this big of a game? You've got to give the defense tons of credit. They've had a plan for him. They've limited him, and that's why they're going to win.
And he dropped it, just didn't hook the thing all the way in.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Makes Makes the grab. Defense right there, and they are set up at the 14. Timeout taken by the Hoosiers. They cannot stop the clock again. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Wants to adjust the pattern. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. And it's caught for a touchdown. They're going to play this one through to the end, but this is pretty much window dressing. They'll line up to go for 2. To throw, it's Hoover. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of two-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Throwing, Underwood. Time to take a shot. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know a lot's went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. Direct snap. And a short run there, and that'll end it. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out